Nobody's out there saying this is a strong jobs report in a vacuum with just this one report today, or there's a strong jobs market out there. There's a whole bunch of other data out there, Brian, upon which economists are resting their notion that this report itself is the outlier, and that the other data that's out there, which is 7 or 8 or 9 reports, it's an anomaly. It's the outlier, not the trendsetter.
So, Todd,
and there's one other bit of data. 7 out of 10 Americans that never listen to economists still think we're in a recession.
It's fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, here are a couple of things. The debt-to-income ratio in the household balance sheet is actually rising. Again, it's actually $1.25 to 1. This is the first time we've seen it rising since the implosion, economic implosion. So from a household balance sheet level, the only thing that's keeping this market, or keeping the economy actually, I would say, growing, also optimism, sentiment readings are positive, is the stock market. If you remove the stock market, if the stock market goes into any type of a bear market, 10% correction, anything like that, that could have a dramatic impact, not just on the household level, but obviously
But that is not your scenario
sentiment.
that you see.
Not at all. This market's going to continue to rise. Things are going to be great. Look, Americans are going to eventually get back to work. Eventually, the trickle-down, that spillover effect that the Fed with QE, what they wanted to do, that intent will come true. It just might happen next year.
I'm very frustrated.
And remember, if not, they have more test tubes at the central banks. Sam Zell doesn't know what he's doing. We could create jobs through test tubes.
That's my point.
We don't need those
Entrepreneurs.
entrepreneurs.
Sam Zell's made a lot of money, Rick, over the last
Let's find out why Brian
and you
is
know
frustrated.
why he made a lot of money? Because he had products people wanted, services people wanted, and all of those, he had to be people to do it.
I'm going to tell you something how I feel real quick, and nobody cares, but I'm going to say it anyway because I feel like it needs to be said. All right? And I hear what Rick is saying, right? 7 out of 10 people may think there's a recession. We got a lot of problems in this country. We've always had a lot of problems in this country, okay? There's a lot of people still struggling. There have been people struggling. We can choose to focus on all the negatives that exist out there. Or we can choose. Hold on, let me finish.
What do you think, Brian?
Let me finish this, okay? Rick, my mother is a high school dropout who hitchhiked to California at 16, lied about being 18 to get a job as a telephone operator. My dad's a Navy enlisted man.
Don't forget Kramer in his car. Throw that in there.
My point is this, Rick. Now I'm sitting here, okay? I'm sitting here because my parents pushed me, and I busted my butt, and things worked out. Okay,
so maybe we have to work on the family unit then. I'm okay with that too.
I'm not saying there's any rationale. Rick. What I'm saying is that you cannot deny the economy
on the wrong track, Brian, and you're making excuses.
I'm not making excuses. The economy is better than it was 3 years ago. Period.
Yeah, we could always find a silver
lining. Rick, I love you, but I'll debate you all day on that. The economy is better 3 years ago.
I know.
I can find 100 negative data points and 200 positive data points.
I'm not negative. See, that's what's happened since this administration took over in 08. Every time we look at the economy and be honest about the numbers, it's like you're a villain in this novel.
Nobody's saying that.
We used to do it long before 08.
That's not, buddy. Let me finish my thought, and everybody can pile on. That's not what I'm saying, Rick. I'm not saying this has nothing to do with you. I'm saying we can focus on the positives or focus on the negatives. We seem to, as a nation, become obsessed with our problems. There are many. But you can't get ahead in life if you're constantly worried about what will go wrong.
I got a message out of what you were saying, and that is
living in mom's basement. Yeah,
if you want to work, there's usually a job out there for you. We talk to a lot of people here on Street Signs. We're going to be talking to a couple of small business owners in just a moment's time. They want to hire, and they can't necessarily find people with the right skills. You're saying that in America, you can move up. It's the American dream. If you want to work, there's a job out there.
We spend almost 11 grand per pupil. Yeah, what's going on with that?
Human behavior, guys.
I mowed lawns every summer in college.
After the economic implosion, it's just natural. Here you have a stock market that's doing so well. There are so many optimistic points right now that you can actually focus on. You can focus on the challenges if you want. However, just taking a step back, Rick, and look at the bigger macro picture.
I will.
Things are improving.
Despite Ben Bernanke, Greenspan, and Yellen, we're still not in a recession. We do have a great economy.
We do. Glass half full, Ricky. Glass half full. Not empty. Rick and Todd.
I'm not disagreeing with anything Rick said at all, or criticizing anything he said. I'm saying that we have people on this network all the time, as Shark Tank and whatever it is, who have succeeded, and we listen to them. How did Sam Zell get ahead? You know why? Every single person, I know we got to go, guys. I just want to finish this point. Every single person that I've met who's incredibly successful in life, and that doesn't have to be monetarily, all right, because success defined by money is crap. We define success a lot of different ways, but every single person I've met has had the ability to overcome obstacles and keep going and be optimistic and positive. That's the only point I was trying to make.